Hey everybody, my name is Carly Collins and I want to talk to you about life-changing situations. Okay. So this world has expectations, but God has better expectations. The world says anxiety to fear, heartbroken to depression, fear and loneliness and by yourself when you were never alone. You were always with God. The way the life changes, leaves fall, people move on, people get sick, people get hurt, you move to new schools, a new city, but you are still loved and you are still God's child. God says when you have anxiety, you need peace. When you are heartbroken, I am love. When there's anger, there is joy. And when there's upset, there's happiness. And the happiness is God. And God says that He died for you. He sent His only Son to die for you so you could have a life and live for Him. You don't live for this world. You don't live for your boyfriend, your girlfriend, how much money you have, how many followers or likes you have on your social media, or what clothes you wear, what brand. You are worthy based on God because God loves you. And He's given you a purpose for this life, a purpose to teach His word. This is why we're here. We're here for Him. We're not here for ourselves. Know that you are loved by Him. He died for you so we could live and enjoy this world, even though it's hard and there's tribulation. That's the devil's work. God will come back one day and show us heaven, which is eternal, which is joy, which is love, which is peace. Just know that you are not alone. You don't need to be afraid of anything. Just know that God is with you and He will provide. In the Bible of Mark chapter 4 talks about how Jesus is with His disciples, and His disciples are people that follow Jesus. And they were on the boat and the wind was horrible. There were storms, the boat was moving back and forth, and Jesus was sleeping in the back of the boat. And they go, Jesus, what are you doing? Aren't you going to take care of us? And He goes, why are you so fearful? How have you have no faith? How can we not have faith if we go outside and see what God has created for us? How can we not have faith if we see our family members laughing or just joy upon a person's face? You know when that person has God. You know when there's a light to them and they're different from other people. This was God. God was different from humanity. He was different from your expectations. He didn't care what people think. He lived for God and God only. We wouldn't be here without God. And it says right in Mark chapter 4 says, who can this even be for the wind and the sea to obey Him? Could you imagine going out to the sea and just tell it to stop? And the wind stops, and the waves stop, and everything is calm and silent. God works like that in our lives. We might have a stormy sea on our way, but God will calm it all down if we just trust Him and live with Him by faith. There's this other girl in the book of Mark, and she touches Him, and she wants to be healed because everybody would come to Jesus because they were sick, or there was an issue, or they weren't fitting in. And God healed them immediately, but they had to believe first. He cares more about what's on the inside than what you look like, than, I don't know, what kind of clothes you wear, how you do your hair in the morning, what makeup you put on. He cares more about what's in your heart, how you treat people, how's your faith, how do you know that He's in control of your life. Just know that life changes, the wind blows and the sea's crazy, but then there's peace and joy in the morning. It's unbelievable what God can do in your life, what He's done in my life. I might have anxiety, I have a type of a disease, but I will be healed one day. Pain is temporary. Fear is temporary. This world is temporary. Your relationship, or how you dress, or how popular you are, or how many followers you have is temporary. But God is eternal. God is love. Love is not something He can describe. You think you might love somebody, but He loves you beyond that. He created this world for you. He gave you peace. And without Him, you need Him, Lord. You just need Him. God is mighty. He lives in you, and don't be ashamed.